What's up, y'all? So, I have a question. Have you ever thought to yourself, yeah, Walmart's alright, but they're just not evil and greedy enough for my liking? Like, I just wish that they were a little more terrible. Well, do I have the company for you? Amazon. Amazon is one of the largest employers in the US and in the world. And I know naturally any company with that many employees is gonna have some blunders. I mean, hey, it happens. But it really seems like Jeff Bezos is trying his hardest to win the most likely to become a supervillain award. And I want it to be known very early that even though I am making this video, I am a total hypocrite because I still use Amazon. But I mean, can you really blame me? Because who in their right mind wants to go to Walmart? The first story I'm talking about today happened about a month ago, and to be fair, this one's probably not Amazon's fault, but you never know. So, last month, a couple in Utah, the Clarks, were packing up work boots to return. They put the boots in the box, they taped it up nice and tight, and they shipped it back to Amazon. 6 days and 630 miles later, this package finally arrives near Riverside, California. And when an Amazon worker opened this box, along with the 5 pairs of work boots, there was also a pair of eyes. A cat had been stowed away in this box with no food and water for almost a week. Meanwhile, back in Utah, the Clarks are freaking out because they think their cat just disappeared. Like he just Chris Angel mind freaked the fuck out of there. And I can't imagine just out of nowhere your pet is just like gone without a trace and you have no idea what happened. Like, that's gotta be just super stressful and confusing. And obviously, that's exactly how they felt because the Clarks underwent a 1-day fast, which is apparently something that Mormons do during challenging times. And side note, for me, that's almost like a selling point for Mormonism, right? Like, if I just couldn't eat for a day every time something was challenging for me, like, maybe I'd be in shape. But anyways, whenever the cat was discovered, Amazon employee took it to the vet, and besides it being a little dehydrated, the cat was fine. Now, you may be asking yourself, now how did this cat survive 6 days of being stuffed in a box? Wouldn't it run out of air? Well, thanks to the husband's shitty packaging job, one side of the box wasn't even taped up at all, which obviously gave the cat plenty of air to breathe. And at the vet, they also found out that the cat was microchipped. So they got in touch with the Clarks, who immediately set out on the 10-hour trip to go get their cat in California. A stressful but all in all happy story. And that is the last and possibly only happy story that Amazon has ever been involved with. So, a few years ago in 2018, 24 Amazon workers were sent to the hospital after a robot tore open cans of bear spray, effectively macing everyone in the warehouse. Which has just gotta be the worst. Not only is Jeff Bezos trying to replace every human in that building with a robot, but now the robots are assaulting you with pepper spray. Hang on, did I say pepper spray? I meant bear spray. That shit is not even legal to use on humans, because it's that intense. I mean, you may even say that it is unbearable. I mean, that spray, it literally incapacitates 600-pound killing machines. What do you think it's gonna do to sweet old Gloria on the assembly line? But including the 24 hospitalized, a total of 54 employees were treated due to this incident, and one of them was in critical condition. But thankfully, Amazon, being the extremely employee-forward company that they are, they gave everyone the rest of the day off until they cleaned the warehouse and resolved the situation. I'm just joking. I'm kidding. They made everyone go back to work in a warehouse literally filled with bear spray.
Why are we still working? I get it, it's peak season, but you gotta make it make sense. Our safety comes first.
But, I mean, honestly, can you blame them? This happened in December. People need their presents. If I don't get my lobster slippers, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But ultimately, this accident could be chalked up to a one time mistake, a fluke, if you will. Except this is far from the first time this exact thing has happened before. Earlier that same year, at an Indiana warehouse, another can of bear spray ruptured, and 3 years before that, a can was ripped open, causing the facility to be partially evacuated. And you want to know who caused that accident to happen? You guessed it. And if you thought that you had to work at Amazon for their robots to harm you, think again. A few years ago, Amazon actually found out that its recruitment AI was sexist towards women. It would literally trash resumes that had the word woman or women in them. And they said this glitch was caused by the AI being trained on the resumes of mostly male candidates, effectively teaching it that women just shouldn't be hired. Which makes me think of Alexa as kind of like a jealous girlfriend or something. I just picture Jeff Bezos in his office wondering why Amazon hasn't hired a single woman in like 3 years. There have also been some suspicious fires that have broken out at Amazon warehouses in the past, also. I wonder who caused those. And some of these fires have been pretty crazy. Like, just check this out. No, not the Amazon on fire. Damn it, not an Amazon fire. Not an Amazon fire on fire. Never mind. Moving on. But while doing research for this video, I came across the Amazon Fulfillment Center subreddit, and my god, what a depressing little corner of the internet that is. I mean, while scrolling through it, I genuinely just felt pretty bad most of the time. I mean, these people hate their job. Most, not all, but most. And I get that that's not just specific to Amazon. Most people do not love their job. That's a pretty normal thing. And no matter what you do, most of the time, eventually it's going to get stale, it's going to get boring and repetitive. But I cannot imagine just how boring and repetitive it must be to pick things up off of an assembly line and put them somewhere else over and over and over again your entire shift. And I found out in the subreddit that their pick quota is sometimes 300 items an hour, which, over an 8 to 10 hour shift, you've done the same thing 3,000 times, and that has to be pretty miserable. A common meme in this subreddit is like, new guy came to work, new guy went to lunch, new guy never came back, which a lot of the times just comes off as pretty cringe, like, oh, this person can't put up with this bullshit environment, but I can. I mean, one thing about Amazon is they do not play about their grind culture. And it just seems like instead of putting up with that bullshit, Amazon, one of the largest companies ever, should probably try to come up with some ways to make their 1.6 million employees' lives just marginally better, at least. And I know I'm kind of ragging on Amazon for not taking care of their employees, but I think that's undeserved, because I found this, which is a gift bag that they gave to their employees during Prime Week, one of the busiest weeks of the year, as appreciation for all their hard work. And I think one of the better known headlines is about Amazon drivers not having 2 to 3 minutes to stop to use the restroom because they're that bogged down with deliveries, and their every move is just tracked to a T. And that leads to many of them keeping bottles in their delivery vans to pee in so that they don't get reprimanded for taking that 2 to 3 minute break. But because of that, one person decided to fight back. A man named Uba Butler actually bottled this pee up and put it for sale on Amazon. He attempted to put this product named Release under the energy drinks section because it is so unregulated on Amazon, and it fucking worked. So he pretty much got his friends to put in a bunch of orders for this drink in a short amount of time, and it actually became the #1 energy drink in that category for a couple days. Just bottles of piss.
Who's thirsty?
And, you know, he obviously did this all as a form of protest for Amazon's poor treatment of their drivers. And I mean, I understand work productivity and quotas. You know, I get it. But when your employees can't take a 2 to 3 minute break to take a piss in fear of getting in trouble or getting behind, you know, something is wrong. And that's just another reason why Jeff Bezos wants to cut humans out of the picture entirely. Because we're annoying and we have basic needs. And we can't handle a whittle bear spray. And there are plenty of other ridiculous stories that I could have talked about. I mean, the list is longer than a fucking CVS receipt. I mean, far too much for me to cover cohesively in just a short video. But with all that being said, is Amazon really an evil mega corporation? Yes, for sure. Are people gonna stop using Amazon because of a little bad press? No, they're not. Because at the end of the day, Americans want one thing: convenience, baby. If you've got an upcoming fight with a grizzly bear in 2 days, where else are you shopping? Nowhere. You're going on Amazon and you're gonna get some fucking bear spray. And if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. This is my first YouTube video, so it really does mean a lot. And if you enjoyed it, give it a like. And if you want to see some more videos from me in the future, please consider subscribing. Uh, with a small new channel like mine, I mean, every person really makes an impact with stuff like that. So, thanks again, and I will see y'all next time.